As we all know, Google has been on a bit of a downfall recently, but we may finally have some optimistic news. There are several new Gemini checkpoints showing up, and they could be hinting at either the Gemini 3.5 Pro or even Gemini 4. Now, we also know that both of these models are real. The Gemini DeepMind team have already confirmed that they're actively working on them. Now, Gemini 3.5 Pro was originally expected to launch back in June, but those plans changed. And around that time, Google switched the base model from Rev 24 to a newer Rev 25 base, and that likely meant that the model hadn't received nearly as much post-training. The early results were pretty underwhelming, as you all saw from my previous videos. But at the same time, competitors like Anthropic and OpenAI were releasing incredibly strong frontier models. Anthropic at that time released the Fable 5. OpenAI had released the GPT 5.5, I believe. And that definitely raised the bar across the industry. Rather than rushing out a model that couldn't actually compete with that, Google decided to actually delay the response of a new model drop, which was the Gemini 3.5 Pro, to continue improving it. But now things are starting to look really interesting because the new Gemini checkpoints are showing significantly stronger results, suggesting we could be getting closer to the release of Gemini 3.5 Pro or perhaps Gemini 4. And for anyone wondering whether Gemini 4 is actually real, we have official confirmation from Logan, a product lead from the Gemini team, where he had essentially stated that their most ambitious pre-training run has started and it is for the Gemini 4 model series. So Gemini 4 is absolutely in development, but the question now is whether the new checkpoints leading up to this is the Gemini 3.5 Pro or if they're gonna skip it and just end up releasing the Gemini 4 model series. And currently, the Gemini 3.5 Pro or Gemini 4 checkpoint is being A/B tested within the Gemini app as well as Arena. And this is where it is showing some pretty remarkable results, obviously in comparison to context of the other response, which is to the Gemini 3.6 Flash. One of the most annoying parts of building AI agents is getting clean data from websites. Normally, you need a web scraper, a crawler, markdown converter, structured extraction, and branding APIs. Context Dev combines all of that into a single API. I'm using Context Dev, the web intelligence API that's built for AI developers. It lets you crawl entire websites, extract structured data, generate AI-ready markdown, pull brand assets like logos and colors, and even build a complete knowledge base from a single site using one provider instead of stitching together 5 different APIs. Let's say I want to build a website and I need to understand a company's documentation, like the World of AI benchmark tool. I can simply go ahead and paste in the website link and I can extract everything in Markdown. Instead of writing my own crawler, I just point context dev at the website and then run it. And in one request, I'm able to get clean Markdown files and the docs that my large language model can actually understand based off of whatever I had basically worked upon. So if you're building AI agents or AI powered apps that need web data, check out Context Dev with links in the description below. And thanks to them for sponsoring today's video. You also have the ability to access this new checkpoint from Arena, which I'll leave a link to in the description below. Now, using Arena, I had requested the model, the new Gemini 3.5 or Gemini 4 checkpoint to create a Minecraft clone. Now, one thing I want to make sure you guys understand, whenever you are prompting within the Arena or even the Gemini app, if you are to get that A/B testing, you're still not going to get the same sort of quality of response that you would via API because the reasoning efforts within these platforms are lowered to basically maintain the compute demand from the users, which is why they set the model to a lower reasoning mode within these two platforms. So you're not going to be able to get the best output, but still, even on lower medium reasoning, you should be able to get some decent outputs with these models. This is where I had requested to create a Minecraft clone, and it looks like we have infinite terrain, and I have the ability to break blocks, which is pretty cool. There's nice textures that we haven't seen, but seems to be slightly behind the Kimi output. But then again, this is on low reasoning. You can place different blocks. It has coded out different textures, which is really nice to see. So that is pretty nice on its own. There seems to be other terrains as well, which is nice, but let's actually see if the water physics has been generated. Oh, so nice. You have you slightly have the water physics generated in this. So that is pretty nice to see on its own. In Three.js, it's also pretty good. You can see that it is able to generate some pretty good elements in Three.js using it. And you can see that it was able to proficiently follow through with my prompt. I had used the World of AI benchmark as well as a prompt list that I have within this tool to generate that, which was a 360 product viewer. And if you're interested, I highly recommend that you take a look at this with the link in the description below so that you can run benchmarks and evaluate different models. But this is a pretty good looking Three.js display of a headphone. Now, I know this is swaying away from whatever I am talking about, but my prediction for the Gemini 4 will be that it is going to be natively multimodal as usual, but it is going to be a multi-trillion parameter mixture of experts model, potentially even exceeding 10 trillion total parameters, but only activating a fraction of those parameters during inference. And given Google's CPU infrastructure and the recent comments about its most ambitious pre-training run yet, I also expect it to be trained with significantly more compute than any of the previous Gemini models. And of course, Google hasn't confirmed any parameter count yet. So this is still all speculation, but it is assumptions that would make Gemini 4 become Google's most capable frontier model, which is something that they already stated, but a serious competitor to the latest models that we have right now, whether that is Opus 5 or even Fable 5. This is pretty nuts. This is where the Gemini checkpoint was able to create a simulation of an anime character's technique, special move, and I don't know too much about that character, but this is where that model was able to create this visualization quite thoroughly. You can see that with the design taste, the animation, the understanding of the chapters of this simulation, the environment, the world knowledge, which definitely is accurate to whatever that character is. And I did see a video that showed me that technique. Definitely looks similar to this. This hurts my eyes right now, but it was definitely great in terms of outputting this sort of quality. You can see that it's bending light. It is also simulating that with this generation. So that is the creativity and the personalization from this checkpoint that I didn't really expect. But I definitely love that if this Gemini model is capable of generating these type of outputs without being lazy, as well as being more consistent. The front end taste for this new model is definitely there. It's not the best with all of these prompts because remember, we are on low reasoning levels, but the fact that it's able to use different design tastes and keep that consistency throughout the generation is nice to see. Still not something that is extraordinary. It looks pretty basic in this specific example, so don't judge the book by its cover. But let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more. I do love the creativity of this model, and you can see that with this next front end that it generated, which definitely has the scroll triggers. It did a really great job in keeping the consistency with the design taste. And I love the creativity of this specific front end that it was able to output. Here, the Gemini 3.5 Pro or Gemini 4 was able to build this 3GS simulation of a rope bridge stretching across a canyon with a heavy ball rolling over it. And as the ball moves, it is affecting the bridge realistically with ripples. And this is where we can see that the quality is definitely there with this specific example. And it was something that I didn't really expect, especially with this checkpoint on Arena. This is pretty next level. In Three.js, it was able to create a fully animated typewriter with this checkpoint with the press down function of the keyboard. You have the internal leveler striking, even the carriage moving across the page. That is something that I didn't really expect. And this is the type of quality that I would love to see from the Gemini 4 model due to it being consistent while providing you that quality. And what makes this impressive is the attention to mechanical detail. It's not just a basic 3D generation. It has multiple moving parts that are synchronized to recreate how a real typewriter actually works. And that is the beauty of this generation. If you like this video and would love to support the channel, you can consider donating to my channel through the super thanks option below. Or you can consider joining our private Discord where you can access multiple subscriptions to different AI tools for free on a monthly basis, plus daily AI news and exclusive content, plus a lot more. And as usual, the SVG capability of Gemini models is still number one. Obviously, right now we have the Opus 5, which generates the best SVGs, but this new checkpoint will definitely retake the number one spot. because that is a domain that Gemini usually perfects at, especially in this specific domain, as well as Three.js with 3D worlds and 3D generations. Now, these are just checkpoints. Usually, checkpoints are not always the final product. It is going to get refined more, and it is likely going to get more upgrades because these still do not feel to be on par with Fable 5 or your Opus 5 or even the GPT models. This is something that is still slightly undercooked, but I still have slight hopes in Gemini. Maybe it's not the Gemini 3.5 Pro that will be something that is reputable and comparable to these new state of the art models, but the Gemini 4 with that new pre training and whatever they are stating, where they had essentially stated that that is their most ambitious product. I definitely have hopes in whatever they are stating, and I do believe that Gemini 4 will make a comeback. It's just a matter of when. I do think that it will end up releasing maybe in August. I'm not too sure if that is going to be the case, but we will see a new Gemini model in August for sure. But with that thought, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and got some sort of value. I'll leave all the links that I use in today's video in the description below. Make sure you go ahead and take a look at the World of AI benchmark, where you can obviously run your own benchmarks, but also get a better idea of which model to run, as well as accessing my prompt library. Make sure you also take a look at the second channel, join the newsletter, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and lastly, make sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification bell, like this video, and please take a look at our previous videos so that you can stay up to date with the latest AI news. But with that thought, guys, have an amazing day, spread positivity, and I'll see you guys really shortly. Peace out, fellas.